Oh, that's a funny meme. Oh. Oh, hello. Oh, you're here. You're here in my... Okay. What are you doing here? You want me to make a video? Okay, sure, I'll make a video. I'll make a video for you. I was doing something else, but since you asked so nicely, I mean, why not? Why not make you a video? So we haven't done one of those, like, very niche drama videos in a while. But today we're back at it. Today we're back at it again. And it's a pretty interesting one. Free cake drama. And I know what you're asking. How can there ever be a drama off of free cake? Well, I'll tell you now. So today's video involves a baker called Reshmi, who posts a lot of content online about her cake business, as a baker often does when they're online. On the 10th of April, she posted on Instagram about a request that she got from an influencer. So then there's this picture. You received a new message from your online store's contact form. An influencer asked us for a cake. Apparently the occasion is for a 3-year-old's birthday party. It's supposed to serve 10 people. She's asking for a yellow train cake. A yellow train, that's pretty fun. We'd also be interested in collaborating. It is for the son of influencer. This influencer already got quite a lot of shit, so we're gonna keep this person's name censored throughout this, who has 1.4 million Instagram followers. More than me. Although, if you subscribe, if you subscribe and we get to 200k, I gotta make an air drama video about air, which I don't know what that means. But I'll have to find the topic and I'll have to figure it out. And if we get to 1.4 million, I will just go crazy. You don't even want to know what that means. So then the next picture says, normally depending on what day you catch me, I'm quite sassy with my responses to these requests. As am I. When you guys request for me to do a video about anything, I reply to you and I'm like, sure. I guess if I'm just saying sure, you don't really know that I'm sassy, but now from here on out, you know that that's the tone I'm saying it in. That is pretty funny. So I guess she must be getting these requests quite often because she has a handy flowchart. Influencer's Guide to Free Cake. This must be happening a lot in general. I'm assuming not just to her. Need a cake for personal birthday / baby shower, wedding, or work event. So if you have 10k followers, that leads to a certain option. We'll see the option in a bit. 10 to 100k, that leads to a certain option, and over 100k, which is what we are at on this channel. Actually all of those lead to the same one, but maybe the next bit leads to all of that leads to, we gotta figure out the budget for the cake now. Budget for cake in pounds, not exposure. So I guess the previous bit didn't really matter. That leads to, if you have no budget, you gotta make it yourself. If you have some, but very small, you can buy it in a supermarket. If you have a lot of cash but don't want to spend it on cake, you are a parasite. No cake for you. So that's pretty handy, all in all. Now I gotta let you guys in on a little secret. You know how you're looking at me and you're like, Evil Pinely, you're glowing today. And you know why? This room, for the first time, has had a refreshing, beautiful smell. Thanks to Azuna, they're sponsoring this. And I put this all over my apartment. It's been smelling so nice everywhere. I got one of their refillable pots. These are great. Sometimes with like different air fresheners, you put it and you gotta replace it often. It's a lot of plastic and all that. I have one in my bathroom. And you get a nice, lovely, continuous smell for up to 90 days. They also have a spray which you can use for quick fixes. Oh no, I made a big thing. I made a big food and it smells all oily in here. Oh my god. Psh, psh. And what's really nice with this stuff, it doesn't just smell like the bad smell plus a perfume, but you do a little bit of a whiff and you're like, oh my god, it smells a lot more neutral now. Oh my god, this is so refreshing. I had a bunch of people over. I had the lavender one in my living room and it smelled so fresh, so non-artificially scented. Every single person at the party came up to me. Thousands of people. I was like, are you growing a lavender farm? They grabbed me by the collar. They're like, are you growing a lavender farm here? I gotta know. And I was like, no, this is just thanks to Azuna. They're sponsoring today's video. You know, if you want to check it out, yeah, it's plant-based. You can go to the link in the description. That's what I told all of them. and you, and use code EvilPinely50 or scan the QR code. You can do either. You can do either of those. So usually this is what she'd send people, or at least sometimes. There's like a whole article that she did in the past before this circumstance. This was back in 2020, which was 6 years ago. You know, and again, I like saying that out loud. In an article 6 years ago, she said, "I'm sick of influencers asking me for free cake." And then that, I guess, continued for the majority of a decade afterwards. But this time she was like, I didn't lash out. I thought of a different tactic. We'll see what it is. We'll see what the tactic is. Ooh, let's use the YouTube quiz feature. I am starting to be convinced that I'm the only person who is aware of this feature. I've not seen it being used by anyone else. I think they hide it in the description. All right, let's try and guess what tactic she used. A, blocked her. A, just blocked, just hit a full-on block button, and then that spiraled into some other direction that is crazy. B, she tried to convert. She was like, what if I try and turn this into like an actual sale? What if I just explain this and I'm like, hey, but you can still buy this cake. So B tried to convert the situation into a sale, and C sent her a free cake, but the cake was very tiny. She didn't say how hungry are the 10 people that are going to be eating the cake. It's a very tiny cake. Put your answers in the quiz feature on YouTube, which is a fun feature, but I'm sure they're gonna remove it at some point. They're gonna do it because it's really whimsical and whatnot. Then you put your answers, and and it is this. It's the convert for a. Maybe I could try and convert this for a free cake. What? Maybe I could turn this free cake into a sale. Hi, thanks for writing. We can definitely do a bespoke cake, even though timing is a bit tight. Normally we need 2 weeks notice. But let us know the following and we can get back to you ASAP on availability and quotes. Budget, delivery postcode, any references or images or themes. I read it a bit wrong. Did you get it right? Oh, and second question, did you enjoy using the quiz feature? Third question, did you manage to find the quiz feature? So then she says, I'm really keen, so I chased. Hiya, just a gentle nudge. We'd love to make this cake. Please let us know the details and we'll be happy to assist speedily. Best, Reshmi. So let's see what that led to. Hey Reshmi, thanks for your message. Would you be interested in collaborating on the cake? As in the cake would be gifted in exchange for a story on Instagram? Just a story? I'm an influencer. I sometimes get things for free, but I've never ever messaged anyone to ask for a thing. And there's also tiers to this, right? Like if you want to like be a little cheeky, you want to send a message to a hotel, be like, can you give me a free hotel room? It's still something I wouldn't do. But, but then like asking someone to make an entire cake, just a person to sit down, make a beautiful, gorgeous cake. It's a lot of work. It's like a lot of work to ask someone to do for an Instagram story. So Rashmi replied with, hey, I was really hoping influencer would have a budget for a cake. It would really go far in restoring my faith in an industry so tainted by grifters. Influencers, in general, have a terrible reputation for not wanting to pay for their cakes. The optics are terrible as well. A rich Made in Chelsea star gets cake for free from a small family-run bakery business. Then she writes some more stuff. What would actually make an incredible piece of positive press, possibly going viral. Yeah? If influencer pays full price for the cake and I post about how an influencer actually pays for their cake, it would get her all the positive virtual vibes and the right kind of exposure versus being yet another cake blagger. I don't think that would be a viral video. I don't know. I don't think an influencer paid for it. I think it would be, again, better optics than what this outcome led to. I would be influencer's biggest cheerleader if she decided to support my small business with her hard-earned cash. As would my followers. I really hope she's up for it. Maybe next time I buy a cake. I don't buy cakes very often. But next time I'm gonna buy a cake, I'll ask them to post about me. Evil Pineling. Hero. Oh, I can see it right now. I can see the headlines. The cake buying hero. Then she wrote, can I influence an influencer into actually paying for a cake? Whom am I kidding? I'm fully expecting to be ghosted at this point. But it says here that she did get a response. And it wasn't what she expected. It wasn't being ghosted. I don't think I can use the quiz feature 2 times in one video. Not out of like fear of being redundant. I think I literally can't. So now we know. Hey Rashmi, thank you for your honest and thoughtful message. I really appreciate you taking the time to share your perspective so openly. I completely understand where you're coming from, especially given the wider context you mentioned around the industry and how these situations can come across. You make a very valid point about optics, and I agree supporting small businesses is important. I also love your idea about turning this into a positive moment. Celebrating the value of your work and setting a great example is something that really resonates. Oh, let me take this back to influencer in the team. Oh, that's pretty cool. So did this actually go anywhere? No. Rashmi kind of claimed in a story that like, you know, calling this like a ChatGPT response and etc, and ended up creating this AI image of a yellow train cake or something like that. So that's free cake story number 1. This video is like Treehouse of Horrors. This is like a Simpsons. We're doing an anthology of multiple free cake influencer stories. She apparently started a GoFundMe for the cake. So I don't know. I guess that's that. Anyway, story number 2. Rashmi, I want to scream. I actually fell for influencers BS back in 2021. So this is the same person. 2 stories, 1 person. This person reached out on Instagram saying how beautiful my cakes were and told me she was getting married. So this was for a wedding cake. Dude, just buy 1 cake. They told me she was getting married, wanted both a wedding cake and a birthday cake for her daughter. At the time, my cake business was just a side hustle. I was shocked, flattered, and thinking this could be the opportunity to grow. She took my number, called me straight away. Loads of compliments, lots of I love this one and that's stunning. Oh, this cake is the best cake I've ever seen through a screen. That was one of the comments in my eyes. If I had to guess what one of the comments would be. Deep down, I knew she wanted a freebie in exchange for exposure, but I was younger and naive. She's like, I'm just starting off. Maybe this is good exposure. Maybe this is good exposure for my business. So she asked compensation. All I asked for travel, 25 for the birthday cake and 50 pounds for the wedding cake. So this is like, you know, there's travel, there's like paying for, you know, everything to make the cake. Buying a whole bunch of supplies for an entire cake can often, like, the price can stack up. She said, I usually charge £2,000 for a story and £5,000 for a grid post. So I'd really want everything inclusive. Christ, to continue to like push in that way. Oh my god. Still, I thought about the promised exposure, mentions, even being featured in Forbes magazine, standing next to Oprah and the Queen. Every time I close my eyes. So she was already at a loss for all the travel, all of that, making the cake. She was also at a loss because she took an unpaid day off of work. Double, triple loss. No profit. Not even breaking even, but losing. So then this person talks about how she came to her house. It was a hot summer's day with 9 layers of sponge and buttered cream and built a full wedding cake in her kitchen. It's a good story. She says, at one point I even wondered if the florists, decorators, caterers were all working for exposure too. Before I left, she thanked me, said she loved it, promised tags, and that her team would be in touch. Tumbleweed. What? Nothing. Followed up in July. Nothing. Again in October. Nothing. So yeah, no magazine stuff. No posting it on story. She said, send me your invoice. And then she did. And nothing. According to this story, what we were seeing from this story. Exposure doesn't pay bills. Ever. Yeah, only time I'm like, maybe do something for exposure is like, I recently gave someone the advice who wanted to get into like music video directing of like maybe find a local band that doesn't really have money and maybe you guys can work together, make a music video together. But that's not really the same thing at all. That's more so like artists creating a creative project together to get some experience together, you know? I'd say if a big musician reached out to a director and was like, make me a music video for free, please? That's like, come on, it's quite rude. So that's that video. I know I said in a video from a year ago, I was like, I might quit in about a year. And the sort of time I set for that in my head is coming up soon about how I might quit YouTube. I think for now I'm sticking by, and this is like, you can see what I said in that last video. I'm not here to like complain about YouTube stuff and this or that thing. I explained the whole thing in that video. So if you're like, why is he thinking about that? It's not actually like quitting as a full thing, but more so like taking a year off so I can like, I don't know, try other things. Been doing this for a decade now at this point. So I'm like, what other stuff can I try? For now, I don't think I am doing this, but there is the chance that I might start uploading less. That I might do. I might go to like once a week on this channel, and like maybe even once every 2 months on the main channel, but once every 2 months with like projects that I'm like consistently really happy with is what I kind of want. I would love to like post once every 2 months a video that I'm like, this is one of the coolest things I've ever made, or like this has taken me into like a new place, you know? The problem with doing that is money. So I'll be taking a few more sponsorships here and there when I get offered them. Maybe things are gonna get a bit more sparse. There's a big catalog on both channels, so hopefully that is okay. I'm still very appreciative of everything. This is amazing. Like, the fact that it's been 10 years is amazing, and there's still like people watching is kind of beyond me sometimes. It's hard to process. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please subscribe. I'm still continuing on the same schedule, but I might move to it in a few weeks. We'll see. All right, thank you guys, and please subscribe for Air, for just getting Air video.